What's happening, team? How's it going? How's it going? Just gonna go live on Skool here real quick. Do a little webinar. Little webinar action. Oh, I gotta turn my mic on. Join the webinar. Click here to start recording. No, click there to start recording. 3, 2, 1. All right, we are recording. I know I made a post about talking about going live for the Deal One Den and stuff, but I'm visiting family and they're coming back. I thought I had a little more time, but yeah, so I'm not sure of the schedule, so I'll just go through. We'll have to postpone going live every day for the 7-day Jumpstart and the 7-day sync. But you know me, I'm always working on the background, the behind the scenes, to really make sure that the Day One Den here is top tier for our fitness coaching. And I just wanted to show something real quick here. Of course, this is just the first edition, or the first go at it with the Day One Den Command Center. This is going to be for coach facing, and also I want to try to implement client facing. So you guys already know you have the Day One Den Specialist Performance AI. Now, when I say AI, this is just, it has the protocols and the designs, of course, of Fighter Fit Athletics, with my input from 16 years of teaching clients. So I gave the blueprint inside the brain of the Day One Den X, but I also added NASM's protocol of the 4 foundations of the OPTM model, and also, of course, American College of Sports Medicine model as well. And yeah, so this is, with the Day One Den on Skool here, what you can do is you can go for a 7-day trial. Now, on that 7-day trial, go for the classroom, and once you jump in, you have the 7-day mini course, the Jumpstart program for you here. Let me just fix up these tabs real quick. All right, so you have the 7 days here to go through it. There is workouts, there is videos on there, but also too, like with the 7 days, you also have seven chances at bat with the Day One Den Performance Specialist AI. So you punch in your information: pain-free performance, fighter conditioning, explosive power. Now, with notes and injuries, now of course, during the the 7-day Jumpstart, you also want to make sure that you book your onboarding video call with me, so we can go through your goals and see where you're at with your fitness journey and where you are starting. And then from there, you can also perform certain exercises in our fitness test, in addition to the am I sharing the right screen here? I'm probably messing up on this thing here. My bad. But what I'm trying to say is, to the Day One Den, I lost my train of thought. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, so but what you want to do is, so like now, ever since having the gym, we had the fitness test. I always had some sort of test for my clients to showcase how far they have come with exercises and what they need to do. You okay, Zeus? What's going on with you? Lay down. And so basically, yeah, so we have, when we had our gym, there was, exercises we did. So the baseline diagnostic matrix, what we have our push-ups. So every exercise is built for 1 minute. So do 1 minute of reps. You do it. You want to also make sure that you film this so you can send it to us and to your coach, to me, to make sure that you are having the proper technique and the form, and also too for yourself. Like I shared in a couple of videos before, how a client in the past, he would do the push-up test in front of me in person, and we would record it, and then we'll mark down how many reps he's done. And fast forward, like for example, maybe he only did 15 reps of push-ups, and then maybe like 2 months down the road, we film it and compare the first one and the second one, and now he has, maybe he increased his reps to 22 reps instead of 15, and also he's gone lower in his descent, in his eccentric phase of the push-up. So that is feedback and showing you guys your progress, or if we're not progressing as correctly or as in a safely and timely manner. Let's take a look at what's happening. So, for example, let's say for push-ups here, we're going to go through the member view on Steve. Okay, so for example, let's say Steve's 90-day progression, total output volume in reps. In month 1, he had 102 reps in total. And in month 2, he had 145. In month 3, 175. Right now, of course, too. Now, week 1, the prefix here. So my lower, this is from Steve talking in a feedback or on a discussion with me on video coaching, depending on his coaching tier. Or he could have said for feedback in the Skool community in the Day One Den on the community feed. You know what? I just did I did my fitness test, and my lower back was killing me during the Superman Superwoman, and I felt like I was forcing it, right? So us as coaches will take a look at that. Okay, we'll figure out what's going on with his form and technique, and from that video submission, we'll take a look here. What's happening here, and we'll cross reference this with the NASM protocol. And so now look, so from week 1, and then doing all these, doing the push-ups here. So month 1, 15 push-ups. Month 3, 28 push-ups. So that's an 87% increase in reps. So week 1 to week 12, right now we have, now we ask for feedback on the exercise on the Superman, Superwoman, and he says, a huge difference. My glutes are actually firing now with no pain in the lower back, right? So we have, being this personal trainer for the 16 years and developing programs and working with clients over the years and trying to figure out how to best execute or how to best deliver a program for my clients and see what biomarkers that we can address or mark down to make sure that we are on track on going towards their goal, and to also to showcase the journey for the client. Right. So it's been, I was just looking at other, like I mentioned before, I've been looking at other apps over the years, and there's a couple ones that I came across this morning. And one's called the Future app that Tom Brady is going to be a part founders or part of the team or something like that. And also there's Caliber Fitness. And I was just looking at their YouTube videos and also some testimonials and reviews. And I also, me too, looking at Trainerize and all these other fitness apps where they have the videos, they have the timers, they have the exercises, right? They have the trackers, right? That that's great. That's that's cool, right? Like they have great production for the video, and I even bought into a fitness influencer who I went through her program, and it was great. It was still good. It was just obviously just deadlifts for 10, 12 reps, single leg bridge or cable kickbacks and videos of her completing exercise and then giving a suggested rep range. Like, all right, that's cool. Like, like I get the video. I know, and I think it was in-app messaging, and it was, and she had. That's the thing too. Like, what I've witnessed firsthand from this remote coaching is the feedback from the coach, right? So like, for this particular instance with this coach, it was messaging feedback, but I wouldn't get the feedback or I wouldn't get the in-app messaging for a little while. It would take a week or so just because there's, thousands of people on there. And so that is one leak in the business that I want to make sure I addressed in the Day One Den by making sure that everyone is, being heard. And that's why the video group coaching is so vital for not maintenance, but for what's the word I'm looking for? To making sure that you guys stay on board with it, because we can always, with an app that tells me to do, these exercises. All right, cool. I'm on my own. I'm on my own accord to make this happen. Now with the Day One Den community, we post on what we're working out. We touch base in the group coaching weekly, and to make sure that we are good. And for example, let's say if I was doing that deadlift or if I was doing a body weight glute bridge and my low back, I didn't feel my low back. I can't really have any I can't say anything to the coach, or unless if it was, with the Future Fitness app, I believe it's once every 2 weeks they have video coaching for FaceTime coaching, right? So that's once every 2 weeks, I believe, depending on the tier, I think. But anyways, yeah. So with this, with the Day One Den Specialist app, and once we talk about what issues we have, on that onboarding call, we can put down, tight hips. I felt my low back, my push up or my burpee wasn't as, I felt inefficient in my burpee. So that means once I look at your video and get a program design, I can tell you what to put in to the specialist app to make sure that your issues and your concerns with your exercises are addressed. So once we do body weight, let's see here. Which one was it now? Let's see. Let's go back to, oops. No, let's go back to, where am I going here? System view. Let's go back to the Superman. Posterior chain, common motor control glitch is overactive lower back and glute amnesia. Let's copy that, command copy. And of course, let's hope this freaking works. Overactive lower back, glute amnesia. I need to address proper glute bridges. Address proper glute bridges, improve glute strength, or muscle activation. I need a workout focused on improving. I'm just going on improving glute max output. Now, of course, if we are live, we're doing this live, so hopefully this is going to work. It should work through it. And of course, if there's any glitches, that's when you tell me about it, and then I can address it and then make sure that I fix it on the back end of my app here. So build my 21-minute block. Now, again, the 7-day Jumpstart, you have the free trial for the Skool community. Book in a fitness assessment audit, and also just the onboarding to make sure that I'm pointing you guys in the right direction of the 7-day Jumpstart, and make sure that we, VitalFit X and the Day One Den, is proper or is your fitness solution. Otherwise, I'll refer you out to any other coaches or apps that I came across that may be more beneficial to you. Right, so as your VitalFit X performance specialist, we're initiating a targeted training block designed to optimize your glute max output, address glute amnesia, and ensure pain-free performance. This 21-minute session is built on NASM OPT Phase 5. This is built on Phase 5 of the protocol, POWER, and the American College of Sports Medicine high-intensity protocols, prioritizing glute activation, strength, and explosive power, while integrating critical core stability to support your lower back. Right, so even that alone, right there, that addressment, or this situation here, I'd never seen this otherwise going through a live video call, right? But to have this, to go through it, right? So it's been years of me working, looking and seeking apps that have my ideology or methodology of giving my clients the best program there is. And this is what I built into this for you guys, right? And of course, having the proper certification programs, and also the master trainers, Marty Miller and NASM, and his methodology, and putting the NASM and ACSM protocols within the brain, so to speak, of this development. Right, so the VitalFit X performance block, glute max optimization. So the warm-up, 3D movement prep, core activation, prime glutes and hips for performance. inchworms in the sagittal plane. We have walking lunges in the sagittal plane. Lateral leg swings in the frontal plane. Right, T-spine rotations in the transverse plane. And then we have the main block. So this is NASM Phase 5 Strength Power Supersets, maximizing glute recruitment and explosive power, and enhancing core stability, just like we said at the beginning here. Superset 1, we have a glute focused strength and power. Targets, what does it target? Proprioception. We have so we have a reverse lunge, 3 sets. We have the reps, we have the tempo, and we have the focus. And then, of course, we have the broad jumps. So we have reverse lunges, and then we have broad jumps, and then we rest for 75 seconds after completing A2 before returning to A1. So this is a superset. Superset 1 and superset 2, unilateral glute strength and core stabilization. We have the Bulgarian split squat. And of course, we have our dead bugs, right, for strength and core activation. And the focus, crucial for lower back health. Rest 60 seconds before completing B2, or completing B2 before returning to B1. And then we have the cool down. A standing forward fold, we have the cat-cow, pigeon stretch, and child pose. And now, of course, if you during this 3 sets, reps 4 to 5, reverse lunges, broad jumps, split squat, and dead bugs. Remember, this is built on 21 minutes. So, of course, you will do this is just for, why is it 21 minutes? Is because the time constraints and what you want to do on your own so we can do this. We can do a workout every day in 21 minutes. It's not that aggressive. It's not necessarily, hour and a half workouts. And of course, here at the bottom here, we have a specialist tip. So kinetic chain principle. Force production starts at the ground. Force production starts at the ground. Ensure a tripod foot position, big toe, little toe, and heel during all standing exercises. Right? We're talking about pronation and ankle stability within the 7-day sync, which you guys have access to as well. Right? So then, making sure that there's these little tips to make sure that we have recognition or the knowledge of proper exercise form, and the Fight or Fit X posture protocol. And this is just a daily reminder of the forward head. So having your head forward, the tech neck, rounded shoulders, and the lower back arch. So forward head, we have our chin tucks. Retract your chin straight back, creating a double chin. Hold for 5 seconds, and then release. And anything to do with your neck, you always want to be easy with it. Start that 60 seconds for those chin tucks. Pause, and then reset. Stop sharing that one. All right, so we have the day 1 den specialist on that, and of course, this was, like I said, this is from our onboarding and also our group coaching, and depending on the tier that we are touching base for you. In this instance, we are talking with Steve. Right, so then burpees. Right, so metabolic resilience, the biomechanical indicator, a common motor control glitch, loss of core bracing during the sprawl transition. I was working with a client, we were doing burpees, and then what she felt, she did feel it in her low back after. So that means, of course, we have the delayed onset muscle soreness, which is usually about 24 hours after a heavy workout or a challenging workout. So that part will be there. However, loss of core bracing during the sprawl transition. So what can we do to fix this on a NASM level 1? NASM level 1 is stabilization. So sprawl to plank pauses, focusing on pillar stability and assign stabilization block. Now, of course, I'm still working on this day 1 den command center as the coaching viewpoint. So I'll have to tie in certain things here. But yeah, of course, if we have that issue, we'll copy and paste it, go back to our day 1 den specialist, punch it in there. Of course, I'm still working on, additions to this, to the command center. It might be the day one den specialist might be, there might be a block to put in. Okay. What else is there? Review video. So that's the video for when you guys submit. I'd have the video in there and improve and assign a fix. We have the dumbbells, kettlebells, that's up top. And like I said, the member view there. And as mentioned, the growth of month 1 compared to month 3 for those exercises. So I am very happy with this progression of the day one den and the tools that we are capitalizing on for you guys and gals inside the den. Oh, where was I going here? I'll cancel that. So where was I? Oh, the first milestone. That's where it was. And just to recap, first milestone, share that page, the day one den, the 7-day jumpstart, everything's here. We have the exercises, add in the fitness test. But that's when, of course, when we touch base, when you book in your onboarding with me. Classroom, and of course, like I said, the 7-day sync. Let's just go to day 5, the connection. Now, of course, now these videos here, if you can see here, so it is about 26 minutes. I do talk about talking about values. The day one den mindset is precision over force. The deep dive, the shoulder we're talking about in this particular day 5, the connection. And what does the shoulder, the scapula, shoulder blade, the anatomy of, and also the prompt, right? So let's double check here. So now with the 7-day jumpstart or the 7-day sync, I'm gonna copy and paste. That's why we have this bad boy. So copy and paste it, stop sharing, go back to this one. So I copied and pasted the day 1, day 5. Now I'm gonna go back into, so I did 3. Now remember, there's 7. You have seven tries at bat on this. Okay, so let's copy and paste it what I had from the day 5 into the specialist body weight. I guess we'll just keep that. Now, again, remember, this is not the Skool community. We need that human touch. We need that human component to it, right? So that's why we come in for the video coaching, right? So for example, let's say, the time zone is different and you guys are working on your own for the work from the day 1, the day 7 sync challenge or the day 7 sync course, day 1 den specialist. You guys do the workouts. You come to the video call, video coaching, group coaching, express to us how you're feeling, how everything's working. Any questions, you put it into the Skool news feed, the day 1 den chat feed thread. Okay, so we have the dynamic lunges, reverse lunge to knee drive, lateral lunges. We have a superset, lower body and upper body. We have push-ups, squat jumps, inverted body rows, plow push-ups, bird dogs, burpees, right? Child pose, hip flexor stretch, chest opener, 90-90 hip stretch, right? And then posture protocol, enter the day 1 den, start your 3D assessment. Cool. Right, so the Skool 7-day fitness jumpstart, you have the 7-day sync, copy and paste to the day 1 den X specialist app for the exercise for that particular day. Now, of course, you have 7 tries at bat. Once you unlock or upgrade to our second premium tier, you guys will have an infinite amount of access or cycles of the 21-minute block. Okay, so that once you look at that day 1 den specialist block, you can fine tune and add some more notes inside the text box to go through it. And of course, eventually, if you have questions as well too on the onboarding or depending on what tier you're in, we can go through together on a video call and figure out how you can do this. So basically, on the video call, we would copy and paste this, send it to you, and while we're on the video call, all right, Ryan, what is T-spine rotation? So what is that? What's a T-spine rotation? Thoracic spine. What's a hip flexor stretch? How can I do a hip flexor stretch? I'm at home. That's where my workouts are going to be based out of, is at home. So how can I do these exercises or stretching? All right, and that's why we have that human component behind it. You don't just have a PDF. You don't just have an Excel spreadsheet, even though they're great tools. But I'm just going a step above and beyond with that coaching for you guys on the Day One Den and inside the Skool platform. And then I also wanted to share the post. It was funny. I was talking to somebody I was talking to another fitness business coach, and she's from Miami or something. And anyways, we were talking, and then she's like, "Oh, so you're from Canada?" I'm like, "Yeah, I am." No. She's like, when we're talking, she's like, "Hey, so I can tell you're from Canada by your accent." I'm like, I have an accent? She's like, "Yeah, you have an accent." Like I was talking to some other clients that live in Canada, and I can hear your accent, but I can't really pinpoint where you're from. I'm like, "Oh, I'm from Vancouver, Canada." But like, I have an accent that's weird. She's like, "Yeah, you Canadians, yeah, you guys have I can tell." I'm like, "Oh, that's cool. Like I have an accent." But here we go. Future updates in the Skool platform. So the modern fitness problem. There is a major issue in the digital fitness world right now. You've seen the $200 a month apps like Future or Caliber. They have great interfaces, but they're missing the most important thing: human continuity. Many members are experiencing a revolving door of trainers who come and go, leaving you to restart your progress with a stranger every few weeks. This was based off of a review I've seen online. Now, even worse, you try to leave, you are often met with billing traps and complex refund policies. So even that is a major issue as well too, because I know Equinox in the States, they had a huge court case settlement because they made it so hard for people to cancel their membership, right? So even I myself too experienced this with certain other coaches and their apps were online, where I tried to cancel the app and there was a button there, so I click canceled, and I look back and I realized I've been charged, and so I reach out to that coach, and like, "Oh no, in our original email it says if you want to cancel your membership, you have to email support." I'm like, "Well, why do you have the button on there if it doesn't work?" Right? So anyways, so even worse, you try to leave, you try to cancel, and it just often billing traps, complex refund policies, right? At Fighter FitX, and especially inside the Skool platform, where it's a click of a button. All right, so number 2 here, so integrity and tech. We utilize the Skool platform because it's built on transparency. One click to join, one click to cancel. No games. But the real difference is in the lab. We don't just track your reps, we identify your kinetic leaks. Right, so the other fitness apps, yes, 12 the reps, here's the video, click start, poundage recommendations, right? So we want to make sure that we identify your kinetic leaks, because working with clients over the years is, even just seeing firsthand, like I said in other videos, is the jumping jack. The knees are caving in. Your stability in your walking lunges needs to be addressed. You have your heels raised in a squat position, or you can't go into a lower depth in a squat. So you talk to us, your coach inside the den, and then we correct these exercises, or we give you the information so that you can practice on your own in the Day One Den Specialist Coach. And we already seen the case study of Steve looking at this client profile with his push-ups from month 1 to month 3, the 90-day progressive track. So month 1, Steve was experiencing lower back tightness. Our NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine based fitness test, identified a kinetic leak. His hips were sagging during transitions and his lower back was taking the hit, right? So if we had, performed just the maybe myself too being a victim of this, or being the perpetrator, I guess, of improper program design, is giving clients, here's the fitness test, email, text, modified, or text and video of me doing the push-up, but I don't see their feedback. I don't see that they're doing the push-up and they have that lower back issue, right? So month 2, we didn't just work out harder, we implemented form corrections and specific adjustments. Looking at the shift, his core stability is locked in, the pain is gone, and his performance metrics are finally moving in the right direction. So we compared month 1 to month 2, and to ensure we aren't just sweating and we aren't just working out, but we're actually evolving as an athlete. We're evolving as a fitness enthusiast. So you don't need another subscription that treats you like a number. You need a command center. You need that D1 Den. We combine professional training experience with NASM protocols to ensure your body is built to last. Join the den, fix the leaks, and let's get to work. All right, how to work on the coach-facing command center, the D1 Den Commander. There you have it, team. There we have it, built for you guys to rock and roll with Fighter Fit X, and making sure that me as the brand, as the business, to give you guys the absolute great, perfect journey as much as I can to make it perfect, of course. There will be issues as we go through, but we progress just like how you guys progress on your journey. All right, so that is the D1 Den Specialist app, talking about the... Oh, when I was talking about the Canadian accent, I can hear when I say about. When I say about, sometimes I can hear the Canadian accent. But yeah, so we have that Skool, the Skool Live, D1 Den, Fighter Fit X, make it happen, and let the camera adjust for that beautiful view, and of course these guys. Oh, my legs. All right, team. Hope you guys enjoyed that one. Join in, come on board. Let's figure this out together on your fitness journey. And yeah, get those burpees in. Make sure your kinetic leaks are not leaking. All right, team.